Once upon a time, there was a boy named Muhammad. He lived with his little sister, who looked just like him. They were both adorable and loved each other dearly. Muhammad had a beautiful voice. Our friend Muhammad had 3 dogs, each with a name he called them by: Rawi, Soso, and Nimra. He raised them in his house, feeding them every day. In return, the dogs guarded the house and protected him from all other people and animals. One day, a big ogre appeared, watching Muhammad and his sister, planning how to eat them since they lived alone in the house. The ogre watched them until he saw Muhammad leave at dawn to pray at the mosque. As soon as Muhammad stepped out, he told his sister, "Lock the door and don't open it for anyone. To make sure it's me knocking when I return, I will knock twice. When you ask who is at the door, I will say, 'Open, my sister behind the door, I am Muhammad the doorman.'" At that moment, the ogre was nearby and heard the secret code between Muhammad and his sister. As soon as Muhammad walked a little further away, the ogre rushed and knocked on the door. Muhammad's sister replied, "Who is knocking?" The ogre said in his rough, horrible voice, "Open, my sister behind the door, I am Muhammad the doorman." The little girl recognized that it wasn't her brother Muhammad, and that the one knocking was the evil ogre. She said, "Go away, ogre behind the door, or else your fate will be miserable." The ogre was very angry and realized that Muhammad's sister recognized him because his voice was horrible while Muhammad's was beautiful. He began to think about how to get into Muhammad's sister, and suddenly he came up with a solution. The ogre and the potion, the ogre ran to the sorcerer and said, "I want my voice to be as beautiful as Muhammad the doorman's voice, or I will eat you." The sorcerer was very frightened and quickly brought out a potion, saying, "This potion will make your voice beautiful, but there's a condition. You must not eat anything, or your voice will return to what it was." The ogre quickly took the potion and drank it. Suddenly, he found his voice became beautiful. The ogre was delighted and ran to Muhammad's house. But on his way, he saw a little chick. Since he was very hungry, he grabbed the chick and ate it, thinking to himself that the chick was small and wouldn't affect his voice. But his voice had already changed because he didn't listen to the sorcerer. He went back to Muhammad's house and waited until he saw Muhammad coming out of the door. The ogre knocked on the door, and Muhammad's sister replied, "Who is at the door?" The ogre said, "Open, my sister behind the door, and your brother Muhammad the doorman." Muhammad's sister replied, "Go away, ogre behind the door, or I will make kebabs and coffee for you." The ogre was very upset and ran back to the sorcerer to argue with him about why the potion didn't change his voice. The sorcerer asked him, "Did you eat anything?" The ogre replied, "I ate a tiny chick. It wouldn't affect the potion."